Hello, my name is Quan Mitchell. I'm the head band director at Evan E. Worthing Early College High School. We've been cordially invited to the National 4th of July Parade in Washington, D.C., July 4th, 2023. Our goal is to raise $200,000 so that we can send our students to Washington, D.C. While traveling to Washington, D.C., our students plan on attending the African American Smithsonian Institute, Howard, Hampton, and Norfolk State University. We're accepting all forms of monetary donations. To donate to this specific endeavor, please donate directly to our PTA association, and in your memo section, please put Marching Pride of Sunnyside. We'd like to thank all of the donors that have contributed to our program thus far, and we'd like to thank all sponsors and contributors for donating to our From Worthing to Washington campaign.
Welcome everybody to Talk That Talk, where we have unfiltered, uncensored, uncomfortable conversation.
All right. Welcome everybody to Talk That Talk. We have the unfiltered, unscripted, uncomfortable conversation about band, HBCU band culture, music education, and more. I am completely discombobulated right now. But I'm gonna go ahead and introduce the panel as best as I can while my brain is still working. So we got Portia, and we got Maya. Quan is going to be coming in a little late. He had a Black History thingy that he had to do, and so he's getting that done. This week has been an interesting week for me. So, you know, how we always started. So, Portia, I'm gonna start with you, and we're gonna go around the room and we're gonna get this thing sorted out. So, Portia, what you got this week?
Well, I'll do a continuation of last week. Last weekend we did a clinic, auxiliary clinic at Kings Fork High School in Suffolk. They have 14 color guard and female and 4 male. They're starting a male unit this year, so it's 18 of them, and it was a good time. We did a little work. We had a little fun. Auditioned my first new person from that squad. She's auditioned on the spot, and so yeah, it was a good weekend. Weekend. Yeah.
Cool. That's some good news. That's some good news. So I can't be upset about it. All right, Maya, what you got?
Nothing much. I mean, it's been a whole lot of going on, but you know, just trying to keep my head above water. I'm kicking, but it ain't high, but you know, that's okay. That is all right. I did manage to go to a concert this weekend though. That was a highlight. I went to see Ari Lennox.
Was that good?
Hey,
don't get me started. It was amazing.
I've never seen her live, so
when I say the mic was on, she looked amazing. She when I say sounds like the record, yeah.
Okay.
That did something to my heart. It was really like I had never seen her in person either, but no, she rocked it. Like,
okay,
give it a go. 20 out of 10.
Okay.
So maybe I'm the slow one here. What does the mic was on mean? Because
sometimes that mic don't be on. They be out there lip syncing, or it don't sound like what you thought it was gonna sound like.
So
I got
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Yep. So very literally, her microphone was on, and yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because in my mind I was thinking, shouldn't the mic be on if she's giving a concert? So
No, as in she's singing, she's not lip singing, or
gotcha.
there's no track being played.
All right. Awesome.
Oh, she also had an all-woman band, which I thought was very, very cool.
That's
Love
dope. Doesn't Beyonce do the same thing?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Well, that's dope. I'm glad that you got to have that experience. And you know, I guess for me, I've never been to a concert, so I don't know what that feels like, looks like.
Julian, when I say that to people, they're like, "What?" No,
Yeah.
I've never been to a concert, and I keep trying to like get to one, but I've never been to a concert.
Never in my life have I walked in a room for a concert. My
That
brother
is
has.
so
Yeah.
cool.
My brother has been to multiple concerts. He would go to concerts in Houston at the arena that's off of I think it's Fundraising. But yeah, I never went ever. I never got to one. So I'm glad that you had that experience. You experienced something that I've never experienced in my life. So congratulations to you. All right, let's bring this guy in. He looks tired.
They look worn out.
Look tired.
I look woke. I look woke. Not ran through. Pause.
Pause. Big pause.
Yeah, man. I got one or two partners not ran through.
With no Vaseline.
I'm classy. I'm classy. I'm selective with mine. Nah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I was a hoe. No. What's up, man?
Man, what you got going on for this week, bro?
Man, just finished a middle school performance. That went well. You know, everybody's wrapping up Black History Month. Outside of that, just focusing on concert. We marched. In the 2 weekends, we did 12 miles total of parade routes. So we did over in one day. I clocked at 38,000 steps. Yeah.
There you go, getting them calories in. Look at that. Look at that.
My watch said you overachieved your goal by 200%. It was crazy, bro. Yeah. But my kids, they weren't ABC News on the local news down here. They did well. And now we're just transitioning to concert season. I could just focus on that and recruiting, and of course getting our kids to DC to see Pulse and them in July when it's hot. You know, we schedule
awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you know, never mind. I'll call you about that. But yeah, man, that's super dope, man, that you're giving these kids so many experiences, man, and ultimately, man, that's what it's about. Is continuing to give them experiences they otherwise would have never had they not been in that position, man. So that's a beautiful thing, bro. So hats off to you on that. This week has been like I said, this week has been super crazy for me. I have been in the process. So for those of you all who don't know, I run audio and visual for my church. And we're in the process of moving into a new building and all of the things that entails when it comes to audio and visual has been like super crazy. And then between that and just lifing and you know, it's just been so crazy. I'm gonna tell you how crazy it is. It's so crazy that my wife just told me that today, I didn't even pay attention to it, that the title on the picture that I typically use, it says Battle for the Bands.
Yeah, I saw that. I was gonna put that in the private chat. But I was like, maybe it was like Battle for the Bands. But maybe he was trying to make it a thing. Like,
no, it was a complete typo. I was. It worked.
It really worked.
As a matter of fact, if I hadn't said nothing, people would have thought the same thing Maya was thinking. But
I was like, oh, we getting loose with it.
Battle foe. Hey, that's a t-shirt.
Put that on the shirt. No, actually, please put that on the shirt. That's a good shirt.
but I definitely made that mistake in my rushing to try to get through things to try to get to other things. So yeah, it's just I've had a week. I've had a heck of a week. But what I will say is this: I know that we're going to talk about the Honda Battle of the Bands today, but I find it really amazing. Like a lot of the bands who performed the Honda Battle of the Bands, I'm seeing them in Mardi Gras, and performing in Mardi Gras. I saw Langston performing. I think who else did I see? It was somebody else. I can't remember. But either way, been trying to catch up with all of the Mardi Gras clips. I know I saw Southern made their debut. I was looking at Justin's videos. And then I think it was TSU was there. And then I think I saw the Mississippi Valley versus Dega battle. Bonds with the new school battling the old school. So I saw that. So yeah, I've been trying to catch up as much as I possibly can. Also within this little time that I do get to myself. As a matter of fact, I was trying to make sure I caught up on all of the Honda videos while trying to pick my cousin up and getting my kids. So just a lot, man, just a whole lot. But we gonna rock it. We're gonna get into it today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get it started, because I know a lot of people got a lot of questions and probably got a whole bunch to say and so on and so forth. So let's do it the right way. Welcome everybody to Talk That Talk. We have the unfiltered, unscripted, uncomfortable conversation about band, HBCU band culture, music education, and more. Man, y'all go ahead and slap that like daddy, slap it, smash it, stick. Well, no, don't stick it. Please don't stick it. I'm just gonna put a pause on that. But do whatever you need to do to that like daddy. You can give us a thumbs up. You can give us a thumbs down. All we're doing is asking for you to help us with that YouTube algorithm. Also, please make sure you subscribe to the Passionist Network and turn on notifications. This episode will be up on all your podcast networks. Just type in Talk That Talk, except for on Apple Podcasts, where you can type in Real Talk That Talk. I do want to say this before we get started. Something good did happen to me. Well, I'm not going to say things were bad that happened to me, but something good did happen. And the one good thing that I can say that I got a real good enlightenment from was I talked to the man himself, Mr. Paul I. Adams. I called him, I want to say it was either Monday or Tuesday, but I called him, and I actually was calling to ask him a question, and that call ended up going into about an hour and a half conversation. But it was really good and really dope to have that conversation with him. We talked about a lot of things. We talked about life, adulting, me growing up, so on and so forth, man. And honestly, none of the conversation was band related. So I really appreciated that. We just had a true man conversation. And so it was super dope to be able to have that conversation with him. So I do want to say shout out to Mr. Paul I. Adams, former director of bands of the Spartan Legion, and at Howard University, and assistant director at Jackson State University. So many different places, man. That man has a heck of a resume. All right. Here we go, man. Let's go ahead and get this started. First of all, by show of hands, I don't know why I'm acting like I'm in the classroom. How many of you all were able to catch some of the Honda Battle of the Bands? You can put your church finger up. There we go. That's all I need.
I'm just gonna say I watched it because you told me I had to. It was an assignment.
Samesies.
So basically what you're saying is you had no interest in watching it had we not had this show.
Can I be honest? I'm gonna be transparent.
Please do.
This was the longest season ever. I'm banned out, and I never thought I would say that, but I am.
I agree.
So today, when you text, I said, I did it, but I ain't watching none of them stand battles. I'm telling you right now, I only watch the field shows, so I don't know nothing about the stands. Okay, praise the Lord.
So I'm sorry. So we go. So
say
That means we don't need to touch the stands today. That we don't need.
Not at all. Because I didn't either, bro. You need to get that sound clip from Coming to America. He ain't lying. Because that's how I feel too, bro. I'm banned out for real,
bro. Listen,
do that one. Record that. He ain't lying.
Listen, I am not going to act like I am not marching band out. I really am. But I'm still trying to make sure that I'm keeping up with everything, because if we're going to discuss it, I still need to make sure that I am at least relevant on what's going on. So I do want to say that. So first of all, everybody watching out there, we are only going off of what we visually were able to see via video. All right, because I know, and I have to continuously bring this up again, over, huh? Are you recording? No. Okay, so see, now I got to pause. So my disc is full on my board, but the good thing about this particular streaming network is that it records the audio for me. So I don't have it on my board, but I do have it on here. So I can get that up off of there. But thank you for asking. Thank you. I knew one of you all were going to do it. But no, I want to, I don't know why I don't have to, but I choose to make sure I say this. When we're judging band as it relates to HBCU, so on and so forth, I always have to preface it by saying we're judging off the video in which we watched on YouTube or any other place versus not being there, because for some reason there's always this other side that people are getting there in person that they're not getting by watching the video. So I do want to put that out there. All right. So I watched 32 seconds of it. Oh man. Okay. So one of the things that I did appreciate, and I guess I know that when we started this process, and when we heard about this process, and then being at Alabama State, I know there were some head rolls, some eye turns, and everything else in between, questioning the process of it being at an HBCU. But from what I could see, with my observable eye via the video, it seemed like there was a pretty decent crowd there. Which also gave me the idea of thinking to this point. Did it connect more because it was at an HBCU versus being at some type of other event, right? So then that is kind of the question. So is this format better for our HBCU band programs? Is this particular format and the way that they did it, being at a historically Black college, is it better for our HBCU band programs? Oh, Portia, I'm sorry. You can go first.
I don't know that it's better, because I'm telling you right now, I ain't never going to Alabama in the wintertime and sit outside. It get cold, and I don't know that I'm making those plans and don't know what the weather gonna be. So I don't know. I think it's awesome that they had a great turnout, but I'm not planning to go sit in the cold. I don't like cold weather, so that's always gonna be a no for me.
Well, I don't. Do you have the Mardi Gras bead daddies on? I'm sorry, I just that just popped up in my eyeball.
Yeah, I couldn't enjoy it yesterday, so
I feel you. I feel you.
My mama was texting me on the float and was like, "Hey," and
Yeah, your mama hit you with the Smiths.
Yeah, she was throwing it in your face. That's what she was doing.
Nuts and all of that. But
I don't know how cold it was down there, but I don't like it. He said it was freezing. See, I'm not gonna enjoy that. When it gets to the end of marching band season here, I got an attitude. Let's hurry this up. So I'm for one am somebody that's not gonna sign up for that. I like a little indoors in the cold. So that's me. I don't know that it's better, because it's gonna count as long as they do it outside in Alabama in February. I won't be going.
Well, from my knowledge, I may be wrong, but it seems like they're going to rotate it from campus to campus around HBCUs. But I don't think it should be in February.
Cold, cold, and cold. I don't care where they put it. In February, it ain't gonna be nice. I'm sorry. I'm not down with it. I ain't.
Yeah.
Oh, he was asking. I don't know if it was cold down there or not.
See that, and I think that was the question I was going to ask. Is anybody who is watching right now, were they there to be able to say whether it was cold or not? Because I'm gonna be honest, it looked like it was a little warm.
I assumed it was
pretty.
warm.
It looked pretty.
Yeah, it was the sun was shining.
Ricky Smiley, whoever. Well, that was Ricky Smiley, wasn't it?
That fool said he was at Mardi Gras. You know what?
I had a short sleeve shirt on. Did none of the dances for sure. I didn't see not now jacket, not now. Whatchamacallit, cape or nothing. So that leads me to assume that it was warm.
I did see some capes. Somebody had some orange ones, but I saw the people I know that went had coats on.
Oh Lord, what season is it? It's like we in Texas. What season is it?
I don't know.
Okay, well,
I mean, you can't.
Somebody tell
but
us.
you can't really put that on Texas because I mean, just today it was pouring down raining, but then it was super hot. Got super hot, but then like 2 days ago it was cold. So
that's what I said. What season is it?
We don't know what season we in. It's gonna be 80 degrees in Virginia tomorrow, and then Saturday it's gonna be 30. So this is dumb.
Hey man, climate change is real, man. Yeah, I guess. Hey, Portia says she ain't down for that weather. Quan, what you think, brother? Is this format better for our HBCU band programs?
I don't know, bro, because I'm banned out too. Like, it's been a long season. Like, we started in August, bro. We in February. Like, we damn near March, bro. Like, whew. Like, I think I'm overstimulated, like, by band. Like, that's how bad it is. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like, well, I'm gonna say, to answer your question, no, because you're competing with Mardi Gras. You're competing with Mardi Gras, and Mardi Gras had a good turnout. But I'm also, honestly, from an admin perspective, I'm thinking about them kids. Like, those kids came early for Honda to prepare for some of them for the HBCU culture event, right? You backdoor, you have Honda, and then some of those same bands did Honda, then backdoor and went to New Orleans, then backdoor and went home. Like, we have to be cognizant that they're students as well, and burnout is real. So, you know, and I believe for certain colleges and universities, midterms is like next week. So, you know, where's the balance in that? And then I'm gonna just add this in real quick. I've been seeing a lot of people speak about comments. I saw one post on my Facebook timeline that said we're comparing. It's a difference between having a band and then a band program.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then, like, you know, you and I, Julian, we talk about like the emphasis right now about concert season and different things like that. Being honest, if we put the same type of energy into concert season, I think what like FAMU did, like not a lot of people are speaking about what they did at CBDNA. Like, there's a lot of things that's going on in the concert world. I mean, it's good, you know, for the culture, quote unquote, but like, we got to start prioritizing some things because it's only a certain amount of us that's doing it at a high level. And I'll leave it at that.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Maya, is this format better for our HBCU band programs?
So, okay, to clarify, the format that we're talking about is that it is placed at an HBCU, or are we talking about like the split up of everything happening all at one time? Like, some people are at Honda while some people are doing this.
Oh, no, I ain't talking about that. I ain't talking about that. I'm just talking about the format, the fact that it's at an HBCU versus being in some dome somewhere that is away from an HBCU campus, so on and so forth.
I mean, I think For, like all held the culture purposes, sure, we would like to think that, but I don't know if that's actually what happened within the planning. I would like to say no. I feel like, yeah, it is. The format works better in this sense in terms of money and size. It's so hard to pack out the Superdome, especially when we talk about how there's been a shift in who's attending these games versus not or whatever. So I think in terms of moving into a smaller space, then yeah, it definitely is a better format because we're spending, the output versus input changes drastically rather than trying to fill all these seats. But that's just the way my mind went to thinking of it, which is maybe very off-putting or offset, but that's the only benefit, because honestly, like, who are the first persons that are really attracted to that? If we look at how many non-band heads or people who don't know anything about HBCUs in general, are they actually going to Honda regardless of where it's at? So, I mean, I think it's a HBCU led or populated type thing anyhow. So does that make sense?
No, it does. It does. It makes absolute perfect sense. Basically, what you're saying is at either way, they're gonna show up.
For us, by us. So
right.
we gonna be there.
Yeah.
Starting off. So yeah, I mean, I think the benefit is just in the money part of it as of now.
Well, yeah, and I was looking at it from that perspective too, right? So there's money being brought to that campus specifically because that event is held there. And so I'm looking at it from that standpoint as well.
Gotcha.
Now, what that looks like from a business sense, what is the percentage of the kickback that school receives or that band program receives versus what Honda takes? That's a completely different question.
So I have a question. You said they're gonna rotate it. Rotate it between who? Because I don't mean no harm. I'm not sitting outside in Norfolk in February. So is it just the SWAC schools? Or
well, no, I mean I don't know, but that's just what I was told.
Okay.
Like you say. But being honest, they only had for this format one SWAC school, if I'm correct, right? I don't think it was
two. Alabama.
Alabama State.
Well, yeah, Alabama State. It was there. So yeah. I mean,
I don't know, but you can't go above certain states in February for real, because
I guess you're gonna have it in Florida a lot.
But, okay, Texas. I don't know.
Nah, you can't say Texas.
Yeah, about to say you might get rained on.
Well, I mean, that's a possibility. I don't know.
You might get rained on or flooded out or frozen. So you don't know. It's a roll of the dice here, bro.
I think it's a roll of the dice in general.
Yeah,
that's true.
And I just don't like making plans when I don't know what's gonna cap off.
Right. I feel that. I do want to say this. Shout out to brother EJ King. He's been on the show a few times in the comment section. But I did see a post from him, and Quan, you were kind of going towards that way. I think Maya, you were kind of teeter-tottering on it, and I know we had that conversation a little bit with Iron on last week. But there was a post that he shared, and honestly, the post is gone at this point. But it was really just kind of talking about bands and them performing so much and more or less performing at the Mardi Gras, but I think it still ties in. But he posted on his page, he put, here y'all go with this, let these programs do what they do. People do symphonic bands, concert, etc. It's just not popularized like marching band. Never will be, honestly, and I love symphonic band, concert band season because it shows off your skill. Only way it'll be shown more is if the videographers record those types of things more, which is a conversation that we have had before on this channel multiple times, right? But one of the things that stuck out to me was one of the comments that says folks want to be white so bad. I don't really understand the idea that playing wind ensemble music means you're white. I mean, we don't play music though. Like that's the point.
I don't even know what to say. Like,
As a culture, though, culturally, our music is jazz and we don't play that. Like if the suggestion was, all right, we don't want to play this music from, we don't want to play this wind ensemble music. Fine. That's perfectly fine. Are we going to use the option to play jazz, which is our music? Like, where is that option? Or are we just specifically stuck to the marching band aspect? And I just don't understand why wanting to better your musicianship makes you white. That part I didn't get. So well, I think that was the issue. Not necessarily what EJ said, because on multiple occasions we've had that conversation. We should be getting more, or it would be great to have more videographers recording the wind ensemble. But it was the white comment that kind of stood out for me.
So this is what I realized, bro. I think I was having a conversation with one of my mentors, and it was a question that came up that says, do you feel as African Americans we are progressive in thinking? And my comment was, as of right now, no. We were speaking about music education. As of right now, no, because we're so busy trying to survive. So that's one aspect, in my opinion. The other opinion is it will cost you to be great and to have a great comprehensive program. It's okay to have a great band, but it's another thing to have a great wind ensemble, a great jazz band, so forth and so on. That's the only thing that I disagree with Brother Aaron last week when he was like, well, it's a different attack, it's a different such and such, but you're a musician. And you can't tell me for a fact that I know that the conversations that me and Luke will have amongst just us two versus my mother being in a conversation will be completely different. I'm saying all this to say we don't want to be great at concert band, so we shy from it. We don't want to take the time and score study. We don't want to take the time to research and look up literature. We don't want to take the time to really focus that there are a lot of great African Americans that are graduating from conservatories as well as writing literature of today. Like people wouldn't even know that Coretta Scott King graduated from New England Conservatory. You feel what I'm saying? As a classical pianist. Like but it's not white. It's just another aspect of music. Like I know I listen to Boosie and Luke may listen to country music, but that don't mean that he wants to be white because he's listening to country. Like a lot.
Well, I want to counter that. What make marching band black?
Yeah. There you go.
Because we ain't started, so I'm confused. What make marching band black?
Yeah. Yeah.
And music is music. I mean, we not category. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
So anything outside of marching band and trying to play difficult music is white.
Well, and from honestly, Portia, from what I've heard, is also the reading aspect. Like, ain't that crazy?
Reading music is white.
I've heard some people say that as well.
Reading music is white. You heard people say reading music is white?
Yeah, I don't want to do all that white shit reading music.
Oh, the Devin mouth of it all. Wow.
Like it's wild out here, bro. I'm telling you.
Reading music.
That's crazy.
But I've heard people legitimately say that. So it's kind of like not being ugly. Sometimes, bro, it's like I live in a world or a paradigm where people feel like they mad that you went to school. Like they mad that you are trying to be better. You dig what I'm saying? It's like some people really be like that.
You know what's sad though? So all of these people are ignorant. Some of these people that say some of this stupid stuff that I see are college educated. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
Being well versed is white, but somehow marching band is black. Got it.
Okay. I know that kind of veered off, but I know I saw it and it was kind of going where Quan was going, and I'll veer off in a second. I'm not even going to continue on that. We might get into that a little bit later when somebody calls in. All right, man, let's move on to the next topic because I've been wanting to talk about this for a very, very long time. Oh, shoot. Oh man, it didn't go in. Okay, don't worry about it. I'll fix it in a second. But anyway, let's start it from let's
Hello, you can't leave us on a cliffhanger like that. You can't just say something like that.
No, I'm gonna tell you in a second. All right, but let me do this. Welcome everybody to Talk That Talk. We have the unfiltered, unscripted, uncomfortable conversation about band, HBCU band culture, music education, and more. Slap the like daddy. Just slap it. What I say, tickle it. Last week I said tickle it, didn't I? Yeah, just a little tick. See, I was about to do one of these, but then that might be too much. But you can either hit the like daddy or the dislike daddy. It's all cool, man. We're just trying to work that YouTube algorithm, man. Also, please make sure you subscribe to the Passionist Network and turn on notifications. I just saw you out the corner of my eye. And turn on notifications. This episode will be up on all your podcast networks. Just type in Talk That Talk, except for on Apple Podcasts, where you can type in real Talk That Talk. You hitting one hand at it.
Y'all out of control tonight, okay?
Hey, man. Season. Hey, so I put it up here. I was talking about the questions. I had all the questions already written out, but for some reason they're gone. That's what I was talking about. So yeah, it wasn't anything like super major, but I can go ahead and ask the question and then I'll post it up. So here's the question. After watching every single one of those drill shows, answer this question. Here's the question.
Where are you going?
Do you think it's time for us to give up the dance routine?
Baby, it was some oof. Whoever go first, go ahead, because Lord Jesus.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Quan, go first.
I do. I'm trying not to answer this question. Hey, you see that question that Brother Amos got? Tag that because I kind of want to answer that a little later.
All
right. But should we give up the dance routine? Bro, low key, I'm gonna be real. We should give up drilling to a degree. We're just gonna put it out there. I mean,
that was not on my bingo card. That was not on the bingo.
I mean, like being honest is like I saw every single one of those shows, field shows. I wasn't like, ooh, no, I was like, I fast forward, click.
You weren't like, okay, so we'll talk about that because that is one of the questions. So I'm not gonna get on who you thought was good and why, so on and so forth. But go ahead.
But I mean, if we gonna be honest, most of those field shows were lackluster, and it seemed like, I'm not gonna say it was rushed or put together, but it seemed like the directors, from a creative perspective, they were tired. Being honest, it wasn't like, y'all, all right, this is the plan for Honda. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. I mean, I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like nothing was exciting, but in regards to the dance routine, there's no real creative dances that's going on now. I don't think it was a true connection to the crowd, but most of the things that you see came from TikTok or older dances, but that wasn't any high energy. And what is a show with no drills? Like, and when I say we should take away drilling, what I mean is nothing is new. I'm gonna just be sincere. At this point, what I'm about to say, Atlanta A&T, North Carolina A&T, even though they may be doing a lot to some of our liking, they have the most creative drills at this point, just from a difference perspective. So I'll just leave it at that. Dance routine, I mean, you could take it out. It won't hurt.
So before I go on to Maya, I know last week Portia Iron got into it about the best drilling. I was going to put a poll up on the page So after this show, y'all check back tomorrow on the page. I'm gonna put a poll up because Iron was like, "Yeah, put a poll up," and I meant to do it last week, but I'm gonna do it this week. So if y'all didn't catch that show, go back and watch that show. Y'all see what I'm talking about. Look for the poll. All right, Maya, do you think it's time to let go of the dance routine?
So, okay. I must say, there is a comment from UC Dance that literally it's like if went into my brain and pulled it out, right? Basically, I wish I could find it. It's somewhere up there, but if y'all can scroll up, it was like 8:30 something. Anyways, that's I feel what you're saying. However, for the people that don't know what they know, you know what I'm saying? The people who aren't necessarily aligned with the culture or band or whatever, there's usually something within the dance routine and or the features that make sense to them, right? So I mean, in that manner, I don't think so, because if we're all about trying to welcome people or like advance or display the culture or make it more well known, then that means it has to be brought upon a many of faces. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm trying to say, but basically I don't think so, right? Because I think there's something that speaks out to each person that's watching it. And I think that for some it's the dance routine. Now I do think that we should bring up is when the dance routine started getting so bad, because at one point in time, like the stuff that we grew up on, the dance routine used to be lit. You know what I'm saying? Like the call and the call back and all the different things that would happen in the dance routine used to be something that I personally used to look forward to, biased on dance or arts or not. So, I mean, I think that part of the conversation is when did they get so bad, because they're just absolutely terrible. But I think in another part of it, the people who don't understand band, at least they know what looks good versus not. Just like when y'all have said prior to us having conversations on this show and on the feature, there are some things about dance that you now understand a little bit better because we've been talked about it. You've been privy to it. Same thing.
Okay. Yeah. I was waiting. I didn't know if that was your period or not, but okay. Yeah.
Oh,
gotcha.
Period.
Yeah. Okay. Period. There we go. All right. Portia, do you think it's time to let go of the dance routine?
If they not gonna get better, they need to go. I was looking. It's been a couple of times this year. I've been like, what in the circus of legs going on here? What is happening? It ain't right.
Like,
and I just think it's weird. And we've had this conversation before, but I saw one band, they whole auxiliary came off the field and only the band did the dance routine. And I was like, this dumb and it's dry and I don't like it. I know swag schools, the dancers don't do it. I think that's strange, but I think it's real strange for you to have 2 auxiliary units and everybody come off. And it's just, I don't know. We put our auxiliary in the front because sometimes it'd be a struggle happening in that first row. So you try to draw your eye away from that, but if they're not gonna get better, we need to get rid of them because it's not the best display of these colleges and universities. That's how I'll say that, because it's not. I don't know if more time is being spent on other stuff or what, but they all look thrown together.
I just don't think the kids are creative no more.
Well, that's part of it, because I know sometimes they be like, "We're gonna do this in the dance routine." I'd be like, "Ooh, really?" I'm the second coordinator.
So yeah. I'm gonna go in a different route, because y'all are talking about the creative aspect of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's look at it this way. So in so many times we've got on the show and we've had conversations with a lot of people about how we feel marching band and the direction that it's going in, and a lot of people are saying marching band evolves, so on and so forth. Correct? Am I wrong in saying that? Okay.
No, that's a great statement.
So we've had that discussion.
Mm-hmm.
But if marching band evolves, and that evolution is something that we as quote unquote the culture believe in, then we should also recognize that the dance routines don't have the same impact that they used to do back in the 90s and the early 2000s. They just don't. Because the truth of the matter is, and Quan kind of hit it on the head, they're TikTok dances. Everybody can see a TikTok and do the dance. It's not an eye catcher. It's not like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. It's really very boring because people have seen other people do the same dances. It used to be a surprise when you couldn't see people in mass doing it, but now you can. So it's not a oh my gosh thing anymore. Personally, for me, I think dance routines should only be stuck to high school. Once you get out of high school, let it go. Because them high school kids and them little middle school kids and them parents and them teachers be loving to see their little babies get down. But after high school, it's tight.
Go ahead, Quan.
But I guess for me, I disagree as a high school band director. Nah, bro. My thing is, I think colleges could do it. But here's the thing. If your drill was lackluster and then your dance routine is lackluster, 2 + 2 is 4.
Wait a minute. Say that again. What you said? Say that again.
No, I disagree with that.
If your drill is lackluster and then your dance routine is lackluster, my thing is your show should go like start off and be like an ebb and flow, right? I mean, not an ebb and flow, but like has peaks. Like the dance routine used to be after you kill the drill and you get to that dance routine, you playing songs that connect with the crowd, dance routine, and then you get off that field. That is a butt kicking playing show. Now it's like, well, I'm a half-ass do the drill. Then I'm gonna get this and go do the dance routine and then do
just to get back to the stands.
Like, come on, bro. Yeah, exactly, and then blow. I think honestly, the field show overall has taken a back seat to stands. Just bottom line.
So I think my question is, do you think other people outside the band feel that type of way? Because maybe we just disgruntled. Maybe we the problem.
I don't know.
Maybe other people don't feel like this.
I don't think so. Because the first thing is I'm gonna have to slightly disagree with you, Quan, because I've seen some decent drills, but just dance routines are just trash. They're trash. They're like, okay, well, I ain't gonna bring it up yet because that's part of the question, or one of the questions. And then Quan just slapped me in my face because he just talked about another part of the question. You always do that. But anyway, what I was about to say was the truth of the matter is most people's setup for their dance routine is hyper than the dance routine. Like they'll have a dude come out and they'll have the announcer come out, they'll hype it up, and the band be going, and then as soon as they get in the dance routine, it's just boring. It's a waste of time. We could figure out so much other stuff to put into that space except for dance routine. Or you could do like I be thinking, just come off the field, you're done. What else do you need to do a dance routine for? You hit that flag tune, you hit them dance, because most of the people, if you have a good dance squad and you got some good music backing them up, most of the people already hype off the dance squad anyway, and the music that's playing. All right, you done? Tap, 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 tap off the field. What do you need that dance routine for?
I'll tell you this: we may have ADHD because maybe the dance routines have enough dances in it. That may be something. Because you know how you be having a whole 32 count tuba break and you doing the same dance. Maybe you need to chop that thing up to 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, then get off the field. Maybe
I can agree with that too.
Because I mean, some schools their dance routine is longer than the drill, and that's an issue for me.
Yep,
that's an issue. This dance routine 5 minutes, but that drill was 1 minute and 30 seconds. You need to swap them.
No, I agree, absolutely. Because it was one band that performed that they dance routine was about 30 minutes.
I was like, this thing going on and on and on and on here.
And I think the other thing that blew me with that dance routine, it was like they had points where they stopped, and I thought it was going to be the end, and they tapped it back off. I was like, okay, all right, we
gotcha. That's what I kept saying. Well, Lord, all right.
So, I just personally think this. Now this is me personally. Me personally, just let them go. Let them go. Just let them go. I'm just gonna say it. Just let them go.
I'm gonna tell you, if out of all the things I'm critiquing before a performance, that's at the bottom of my list. I really don't. Long as it look, I'm a stickler for details, and there I'd be like, man, long as them flags going the same damn way, I don't give a.
Nah, I hit my mic doing that.
What you say? First of all, I don't know half them songs. They don't be for me.
So okay. Let me ask this: what if? So you always say it takes one or two people to start the trend or what have you, right? What if somebody decided to do a throwback dance routine, the ones that really used to have us hype? Maybe now, have y'all ever enjoyed a good dance routine?
Well, first of all, the Legion did one this year that I like. We ended that joint. What about your friends? And that was I liked it. And I knew them songs. Okay, I knew them songs.
Okay.
Hey,
so wait.
What?
Oh, go ahead.
Bro, we sound like the old people.
I know, ain't that bad?
No,
I don't know none of them songs.
No.
The aunties, for real.
Like we all do. I used to that era. We're talking.
I'm an old lady on the inside.
That's Kosha. That ain't me.
I don't know. Every time they come out with a dance routine, I be like, what is this? Who sang this? I got to Google it. It's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go back to Maya's question. What were you asking again?
Yeah, it made me forget. What was we talking about?
Have y'all ever, like, what if somebody did an old school?
Oh, yeah. So, okay, what if somebody started back, because history repeats itself, right? So, what if somebody did one of the old, like, super cold dance routines and it caught fire, and then maybe that's how we rebuild dance routines being great again?
So is it the material or is it the execution?
I want to be able to answer that the right way, right? So first off, to get to your earlier question, yes, I used to like dance routines a lot, and there are some that I actually see, probably about 0.5% that I'm like, all right, that was all right. Sure. But for me personally, just going back to your question, if you did an old school dance routine, it would just be an old school dance routine. How many of them joints have we just seen by now? We just seen 152 old school dance. Somebody put it in the comments. Yes,
but
it's just like
something within your heart that connects you.
So is it the execution, Luke, or is it the music, or both?
It's the music doesn't bother me. It's the execution. There is no thrill and excitement from it. It's just there. It is.
Okay,
it is
so
just.
What you want? Pyro, fireworks, people jumping across the ceiling, acrobats. What can they do?
Why not?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Why not?
Make me spill my beer.
Not?
Yes.
Why not? What's wrong with that?
Make me spill
my beer. My bird.
Like Tiger Run On.
Oh, my bird.
But in band formation, that would be cool.
But that's what I'm saying, right? You're taking the chance to be innovative.
Okay.
If anybody uses that, please let me know. That would be fine.
We have been doing the same thing for years. Like, we can't talk about evolution of the craft, quote unquote, if you're not willing to make some changes.
We can't talk about
that. Who's gonna do it?
We can't talk about doing nothing different anyway, because I wish you could have seen the messages I got on my phone. That was not a Legion show y'all did in Atlanta. Who is that band?
See, so I saw all that stuff. I had some thoughts about that, but I was gonna leave that up off the air. But yeah. Well, I'm gonna say one of the things. I saw somebody was like, y'all should go back to playing the Earth, Wind, and Fire shows.
What the person said was, the person said, y'all should go back. Y'all theme shows put you in a box, and y'all shouldn't have put yourself in that box. But y'all should go back to doing Earth, Wind, and Fire shows. Ain't that a damn box?
Isn't that a thing? Isn't that a thing, so? I'm just saying. Anyway, So we on Legion. Let's get off Legion
These
for a
people
second.
don't want innovation. These people do not want innovation. That's the
But
period. Only all.
But that's the problem. That's the problem, right? They say they want something, but they don't want something at the same time.
These people don't know what they want.
They don't. They
I know what I
bipolar.
want.
I'm convinced. I am
I
convinced.
don't
The
know
Legion
what they
always
want.
do. The Legion always do the same thing. Oh my God, that was not the Legion in Atlanta. Drugs.
I know what I want.
Say no to drugs.
High energy.
Is it
I want
crack?
I want a high energy show.
But see, that's the thing, Quan. I think you equate the drill with the dance routine. I separate them. Think about it. If there was no dance routine in any of the shows that you ever watch, would that make the drill better or worse?
It could.
How?
If there was no dance routine, could
Yeah.
What?
But the dance routine impacts the whole totality of the show.
I ain't
Prime
never
example.
seen a dance routine and be like, that added 10 points. I ain't never.
I have.
The
I ain't gonna lie, I have.
tight. The dance routine only impacts the dance routine. If the drill and the show is fire, then I'm gonna be like, man, they drilled the hell out of that, and I'm gonna leave it at that. And then when you get to the dance routine, I'll be like, if it's good, I'll be like, oh man, that shit was high. But then if it wasn't, I'll be like, that dance routine was trash. But the drill was dope.
What's more high energy than a fast cadence?
People ain't really do that no more.
I know.
I mean,
people really so disappointed by it.
I know because
no, we really sound like some old Negroes on the porch.
No, but I mean, I don't. I'm gonna tell you, as far as dance routines, at this point, I could take it or leave it. I do think if we go anything we put in the show, we need to put thought in. There needs to be. You need to sell it, because what it seems like to me is that by the time they get to it, they tired, so they execute it like they tired. And when I was in the band, it was you die when you leave the field. So I'm not. It is like it's giving lackluster. But I feel like, and I've said this on the show before, I feel like field shows have become lackluster. Like people don't really focus on that, and so that may be the downstream impact of the stands becoming the focus. That if I'm prioritizing things for the week, and you the Legion don't do this, but you prioritizing these stand songs, then maybe the drill, then maybe the features, and it's the last thing on the totem pole, so it's thrown together. Because
Portia, I have a question. Do people still have dance committees?
We do. I can only speak for us. We do.
I've heard you do.
I think every dance routine, every dance routine, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is made by a committee. But the committee is typically the people who can either A, dance, B, are creative, or C, all the above.
But it's always been that way.
But I know, but that's what I'm saying. It is the same thing. Because think about it, the people who when we had the dance committees back in the day, those are the people who were getting the dances from the stuff that we were doing, either in our classrooms, at the house, or what Michael Jackson was doing on the Remember the Time video. That's all we remember. But the thing about it is now that doesn't work because everybody is doing it. We can see it. It is readily available for us to watch. So we can watch a billion people do it. So when you see a group of people doing it, it's like, meh. And then on top of that, these little TikTok dances be like one finger moves and all that kind of stuff. Back in the day, it was all this. It was full movement. You know what I'm saying? So it's both. It's all of those things clumped into one, which means that now you have to be innovative and think of something different to do. If you throw some fireworks out there, shoot, let's do it. Let's do it.
Hey, you know what I really think it is?
And I don't sound old.
I think people plan their first show and then try to see what they can figure out maybe the second and third show. Not saying the Legion, but that's what it looks like. Like, I don't think people from what it looks like, I may be wrong and I'm not at that level yet, but I don't think people are just like planning like 6 shows and be like, okay, let's put this together. I think people really are, because according to Honda, from what we just saw from them field shows, it don't look like it was playing. Period.
No, I wasn't.
Same 2-step shows, No energy, creativity. See, when I said it last week, it was a problem. It's a problem when I do it.
Listen, I was looking at what Brother Moore said, and I absolutely agree to that. The same is true of step shows. No energy, creativity, or shock value.
Oh yeah, I hate a step show now. I'm telling you right now, I'm not going. I'm not going. Do not invite me.
Like how did we get here?
Huh?
Baby, it is boring.
When was the decline? How did we get here? If we was passing stuff from generation to generation, how did it just like
I'm gonna be honest.
Like drop off?
Maya. I'm gonna be honest, Maya. I'm gonna be very honest with you. The only step show I like to watch is D-Side. And I haven't and the only reason why I like watching them is because every year they try their best to be as creative as possible.
No, for sure.
They really try their best to be as creative as possible.
Norfolk State had one this year, and I did everything. I think I came home and folded clothes. I am not showing up to this.
Period. It's the fuck close for me. I'd rather do toys at my house than watch you Negroes step on that stage.
No, sir. No, sir.
I'm sorry.
So I think the truth of the matter is not that we old. We just looking for something new. Because we
have high expectations. We have high standards.
I think that we, as older people, we don't want to see the same old thing.
Okay, but that's just like what? Okay, fine. So when somebody does do something new, then it's that ain't tradition. We don't like that. How you just gonna change it like that?
Good Lord.
Maya, good is good though.
Not for these African Americans.
Good is good. I came much like when I forgot what year, but when the storm first debuted that hurricane and they did it right.
Yeah,
I was like,
same.
You feel what I'm saying? I never seen a Norfolk show until I saw that 07 show in Honda. I was like, that was different, but it was good. Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, you can't deny good when Southern.
Yes, they can, Quan.
So how do we have that show about what is a hater versus or whatever? You can deny you some good, whether for positive or negative reasons.
Well, guess what? Good always gonna outweigh a hater. That's all I'm saying.
See, the problem is I agree with you, but I think that Maya and Portia got a point. Like, yes, I absolutely agree. Good is good. But there are just some people who just going, regardless of whether it's good or not, just going to be like, man, it was cool, but there's always going to be that huge but that's standing in the way. So I think, I don't know, man. I it's really difficult to be able to really pinpoint something. Well, the other part about that is nobody's ever going to be 100% happy at the end of the day. But I think that there's just such an odd contradiction in what we talk about every day amongst each other on this show, in our own little circles, on other shows. We talk about being creative and we talk about being innovative, but then when that happens, then no, that ain't it, partner. You know what I'm saying? Like, give some kudos to the fact that there is innovation happening. So going back to the topic, if somebody out there just does something different in the dance routine, I'm gonna big you up. If you just do something different, Matter of fact, and I'll end it on this. I remember during my time in the Legion, when Hot Ice came out with, well, first of all, they did the Limousine Daddy. And then the next year they did, it was like a motorbike club. It was some ATVs, some motorcycles, and everything else. And then one year they did this Remember the Time joint where they put Ashley on this little pedestal and they had the dudes with the miso bodies out there all oiled up and they was carrying her in there. Like, it was just something different. And because of that, it was like, oh, now I want to pay attention.
Cat did that at the National Battle of the Bands with the hairspray and the praising Jesus.
But
and y'all said you ain't like
no. I said that I appreciated the show. I said I liked it. Not not the show entirety, but what I said was I appreciated they did something different. I definitely
people is me because I
ain't talking to nobody else. So that's where I'm gonna leave it. So I guess we just walk in contradictions at the end of the day.
Yeah, we are. We are.
We can't.
But I mean, that's the part of the show. I just be like,
That's an interesting question, Brother Moore. I didn't. That's an interesting question. Hey, I do want to do. I do want to do that real quick. Quan, you said that you wanted to go back to. Who was the question?
It was Brother Amos.
Brother Amos. All right, so we'll pull that question up in a second, and then you can kind of. Oh, here it is, right there. What percentage of students that come to college focused on music education? In most cases, the band is a vehicle to a degree that has nothing to do with music. So, well, I know, Quan, you want to answer that question. Well, go ahead, Quan, if you want to go ahead and tap in on that real quick.
Right. So for me, the bottom line is this: regardless if most marching bands at the collegiate level, 3 to 5% of your band will be music education majors, right? And that may fluctuate year to year. You may be a music ed major your first year, and then the third year you may decide I want to do engineering because I can't pass my Barry exam, and then vice versa. You may have some people that may want to do engineering first, then they change and say they want to do music education. I've seen it myself. The issue that I'm having, bottom line, is we still should have a standard. Like, that's my issue, what we always go back to, particularly on the show. What's the standard of band? It's crazy that Portia, Luke, Rick, everybody that's in the Legion is like they speak the same language. Like we're talking, and that's how you can tell you have a standard there. You feel what I'm saying? It's just like when you pledge. If the whole line saying the same thing at the same time, that's a standard. The problem that I have is at this particular A school, now we don't want to focus on wind ensemble, but what you're doing is on the back end, you're teaching those 3 to 5% people that wind ensemble is not important. Which then in return, when you go to the public school setting, you're then teaching other kids that what? Wind ensemble is not important. So then those kids, when they become majors, if they decide to, then they're going to teach that wind ensemble is not important.
But I know this, and I know nothing about an instrument. Mm-hmm. The music in the fall is not going to grow your band program. It's not going to grow your students. You have to challenge them outside of that setting, which is wind ensemble, jazz band, all of those in that spring, to continue to push your band program forward. Because I'm gonna tell you, I'm a prime example. I'm people. We run it from gig to gig to gig to gig to gig in the fall. So I say all the time, if people aren't leaving you better than they came, then we have failed them. Marching band ain't growing nobody. I'm sorry, it's just not. Maybe a very few, but not as much as those smaller ensembles. Can't be. So what we saying? Because they're not music majors, they don't. This is, first of all, music major not. If they get the right set of skills, they can make coins on the side playing music when they lead them or when they not with the march band. So it's an asset to them to grow those skills. So I don't know what one thing has to do with the other. And this comment here, that's BS. Not all athletes are physical education or coaching majors. That's true. They still train them. They still do things to improve their skill set, regardless of their major, because they need them to grow in order for the team to be successful.
And I'm gonna just end with this. This may be a white group, but I'll never forget the concepts they was teaching me and Luke when we was at TMEA year before last. The Cavaliers, most of their sponsors and techs and whatnot play for the Philharmonic in Boston. Like, they're classically trained, but they work with the Cavaliers and whatnot. One of the brass caption heads is a person on staff at UT. These guys literally teach you marching band concepts in concert band and concert band concepts in marching band. And they literally say it's the same thing, how to have a marching concert band. And if you look at FAMU and how they sound, it's the exact same way. Breathing techniques, articulation, all of those things, phrasing, whatnot, it's the same way. And I just don't understand why we feel like that's different. And maybe they feel like that is because maybe they're not tending so much to wind ensemble. Because if you look at pieces from Wagner, that's triple F's across his music. That's loud as hell. That's the same thing, like in the words of Dr. Sanford, almost blastissimo within reason. I just don't understand. I feel like it's like maybe that's something we're afraid of tackling, but who am I?
All right. Let's slide it on over to the next topic, man. We kind of jumped into that, but I wanted to make sure that Quan was able to speak his piece. I don't know if Brother Amos is still with us, but if so, man, I would love to see you respond to that, man. All right, man. Welcome everybody to Talk That Talk. We have the unfiltered, unscripted, uncomfortable conversation about band, HBCU band culture, music education, and more. Go ahead and tap that like daddy. Rub it just a little bit. Just kind of get it a little warm and then go ahead and hit it. Also, please make sure you subscribe to the Passionist Network and turn on notifications. Hey, man, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking of this right as I'm going. Subscribe to the Passionist Network and turn on notifications. This episode will be up on all your podcast networks. Just type in Talk That Talk, except for on Apple Podcasts, where you can type in Talk That Talk. My goodness, I'm messing it up. Why you staring like that, bro? You good?
This show is getting a little.
Are you still shocked at me saying rub it a little bit?
Nah, hey, sometimes you gotta warm it up. I get it.
I mean, you were the one there with the hand motion, so you know, I just said rub it a little. You was giving the whole rundown of what.
In the words of my auntie that's passed away, wave your hand and pat it. That's what she said.
What?
I had this drunk auntie back home, God rest her soul, where she was like, y'all, real talk, y'all youngers don't know what y'all doing. You gotta wave your hand and pat it. And I was like, what?
Oh, wow.
Rest in peace, Aunt Cheryl.
All right. That went a little further than what I thought it was gonna go. But
put that on the shirt, wave your hand and pat it.
Maya, you letting out a little too much.
You got a flashback. Ooh. Wait.
He would just say good is good.
Hey,
he just said good is good. That's a good statement. You can't that good is good. You just said it.
Oh Lord.
We felt that in our shondo.
That's creative. Y'all want the folks to be creative, and then when they're creative, you got a problem with it. That's creative.
Yeah.
I like
my
it.
Lord. Oh.
Wave your hand.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if we need to make this trip to Atlanta.
No.
We don't need to be talking. We don't need to be talking like that in front of them. I'm just saying. Well, I don't care. Well, I do care, but yeah. By the way, we are six subscribers away from 500. 6 subscribers away from 500. So if you have not subscribed to the Passionist Network yet, go ahead and do it right now. As we bring up the next topic, you kind of started touching on it a little bit, Quan, but I want to go ahead and ask the question: has the stands taken over? Has the stands taken over? Now, y'all didn't watch the stands. I watched the stands. So, you know, my personal opinion on the stands is I personally think that some bands sounded better on the field than they did in the stands. I'm just going to say that, and I'm going to leave it at that. All right. Maya, has the stands taken over?
For the general question, yes, absolutely. That's what the girls are loving. That's what they're going up for. That's what they cannot wait to do. Get ignorant and wave your hands and pat it. Okay, that's what some of the girls.
Wow.
No, but for real, yes, we've said it 50 million times. Now, Luke, I'm with you when you're right. When it comes to this this Honda situation, I don't know. The cops should have been called or something because it just was not right what them folks was doing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like, now I don't want to mortified is a bit much, but
what's on the other side of that? What's on the other side? Right, this mortified. I was right here.
Sincerely taken aback. Okay, there were areas of opportunity across the board. Even some of my faves, I was like, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but that's neither here nor there. So for general speaking, yes, the stands have taken over, but as of the Honda situation, everybody's banned out. We'll say that. Everybody's banned out.
All right. Portia has the stands taken over.
Yes, they have. Cause yeah. It ain't working for me. But yes, they have. It seems that more effort is put into having a book and being able to have a fifth quarter, go back and forth in the stands, than it is, for example, the dance routine. So yeah, it's taken over. And that's a lot of focus there because Julian, when we marched for Norfolk, I don't really remember having too many. We didn't do no stand rehearsals.
We didn't do no stands rehearsal, and not only did we do stands rehearsals, our stands presence, as it relates to music now, not how we sat in the stands, but as it relates to music, left much to be desired. Go back and look at 02 in the stands, 03 Legion in the stands, 04. It didn't really start getting like till somewhere to about 05, 06, 07. But our stands presence was lackluster. We cared about the field. And I'm gonna tell you how good our stands book was. Our stands book was field show music. When we got a new field show, that was the stands music. The past field show was the stands music.
Now it sounded good, but we ain't had no stand rehearsals. We were spending that time working on the field show.
Yeah. So, if it wasn't Behold, Fight Song, Alma Mater, or Ready or Not, it was tight. We wasn't hitting none of them daddies like that. And we may throw a Warren's Jam in there every now and then, but that's as far as it got. Yeah, Quan, you already know what that is. Quan know what Warren's Jam is now. All right, Quan, has the stands taken over?
Absolutely. And not only has the stands taken over, but there's really no diversity in your book either. Like it's okay if the stands taken over, right? I mean, you have to compete with what's hot at this moment, right? But there's no diversity in your book. That's why I think everybody was excited about Texas Southern book. Back in the day, and I just have to put it out there, Southern University will play everything. Like we're talking about 80s and 90s, early 2000s, they will play everything from gospel, country music, rap. Like they were literally the human jukebox. And I think now we've just succumbed to different rap tunes, and that's it. I don't think we're pushing ourselves to truly arrange bigger pieces. I know that years past there was an original piece that Prairie View did, which was cool, but I don't think we're really pushing to expand ourselves and our.
My bad. I heard everything you said. It was I'm trying to do this thing that Malik got me doing and listening to you at the same time. But no, you're absolutely right. He's teaching me something at the same time. But no, you're absolutely right. You know, and that to me still kind of goes back to what I was saying. Like, I think that this particular situation, the field show was better than the stands presence, but I do think that we have started to focus more on what we provide in the stands, and we have taken a step back in what similar to what you were saying, Quan, from the innovation that we would generally put in other places. My thing is sometimes too, we be focusing so much on the stands, daddy, but they be for rap daddies. They don't even be for full length songs. I think
But
that for me, the
but
thing
we gonna
that
blow that hoe. It don't matter. We gonna blow that hoe. We gonna be loud.
yeah, I just think that for me is the one that kind of throw. Like if we playing a full length song, then that's a little different. But we just hitting them eight daddies. Them, you know, play a little verse, and then you got the longest tuba break, maybe a little trombone daddy in there, and then after that, you coming back in, crank it up, and then that's it. You know, and I think that's the bulk of the music. You know, if we were spending some time on some Earth, Wind, and Fire stuff, I had to say that because you know the Legion, they want the Legion to play all Earth, Wind, and Fire stuff. But if we were focusing on that, then you know, I think my perception about it would be just a little bit different.
Can I say this?
You know,
I'm gonna say
go
this, and if it's clickbait, it's clickbait. It is what it is. There's only a few arrangers that really can start, that can go back and start arranging those type of arrangements, like that understands theory, counterpoint, so forth and so on. Like I can write a rap tune in 3 hours or 2 hours if I really want to do it. You know what I'm saying? And then teach it in 15 minutes, right? Same phrase, A phrase, B phrase, and repeated drum break, whatever. But you have to sit at that piano and then figure out those voices and chord structures and so forth and so on when you're speaking about that type of music, because that was music. That wasn't just a background, a tuba break and such. I think it's different, bro. I think it's different.
Absolutely. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Now, my thing is, you said there would have to be different. There would have to be certain directors to do that. So, are you basically saying that those types of directors or arrangers don't exist, or are you speaking for specific arrangers that you know or that you can recall specifically?
No, so no, what I'm saying was, like, let's be honest, and I'm not diminishing the people that do it, but what I'm saying is you have a lot of younger arrangers that they're knocking out rap tunes like it's nothing, but you see some of the scoring issues when they try to do larger pieces or ballads. You know, you go to your old school, you know, Shantae Got a Man, or even if they're doing gospel, like you look at some of that and be like, yeah, I understand what you're trying to do here, but these pitches for this particular instrument would the tendencies will make them sharp. So what I'm saying? So it's like there's a difference between just arranging and then making this arrangement for the most optimum place for that instrument. Like you got to know that too, and that's constantly studying, you know, doing different things like that.
So I'm gonna quickly play devil's advocate here. All right, and you know I'll do my best to try to throw one of these out. Is it fair to hold people to a specific style of arranging? Is it fair to hold people to a specific style of composition? And I'm only saying this because I know that me and you kind of converse today through text message. And I'm gonna say the same thing here that I said, you know, on, you know, through text message. I'm pretty sure John Mackey is not holding true to every rule and counterpoint in order for him to make the music that he makes. So is it fair to hold arrangers to you know certain arranging styles?
No. I'm not saying arranging styles, but prime example, like when we talked about cross voicing. So I was analyzing the score that I received, that the baritones were higher than trombones 3 and 2, 2 and 3. Oh, is that proper?
So no, but
I'm just saying, like, is that?
but it's not. It's almost like you ever heard the phrase "you learn the rules so you can break them."
Hey, I'm just
So
saying.
what if said arranger knows the rules, but they just choose to break them?
So, well, I
Just,
put like, well, if it is, that's a dumbass rule of break. I'm gonna just say it like that. I'm gonna just put it out there because the reason why I'm gonna say it is this: if your baritones, if your second lowest voice is literally higher than quote unquote your harmony, which muddies it up and gonna change the timbre of your whole piece, but that's what you want. Hey, peace be unto you. But I mean, I'm gonna just leave it at that. People do what they want. People do what they want.
we gotta have a rule, man. We gotta have a rule.
Hey.
Rule. We gotta have it. And you know that's gonna be higher than your second and third trombones. Every time. So just being honest, man. All right. Man, I tried to do this, man. I'm struggling. Hit me on Instagram. I mean, it's the same joint. Real Talk That Talk. Just hit me on Instagram, and then yeah, show me what to do in there. Were you about to say something, Portia? Oh, okay. All right. Let me go ahead and get to this last topic because this is the one that everybody probably wanted us to hear. So let's do this the right way. Welcome everybody to Talk That Talk. We have the unscripted conversation about band, HBCU band culture, music education, and more. Man, y'all, I'm gonna keep it PG, maybe a little PG-13. Y'all just go ahead and rub on that like that. Just rub it. That's all you gotta do. Just rub. It's PG-13. It's not PG-13, Maya. I thought it.
Go ahead and click that like. It's just.
Thank you. All right. Well,
next thing you're gonna say, I won't spank that like daddy.
All this on Ash Wednesday. Lord help us. Okay.
Oh my. Sorry. Also, please make sure you subscribe to the Passionate Network and turn on notifications. This episode will be up on all your podcasting networks. Just type in Talk That Talk, except for Apple Podcasts where you can type in Real Talk That Talk. This is going to be the last comment. I'm going to put the link inside the chat. So if you guys want to click in with us, man, and go ahead and talk that talk with us, you can. Here it goes. Here's the question of the night. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's get it out the way. Who was your favorite band and why? Who was your favorite band and why? Portia, go for it.
Why would you make me go first?
Because I done went around the room. I started with Portia. I started with you on the first one, Quan on the second one, Maya on the third one. That's back to you. It's my bad.
I think out of all of the bands there, I'm going Texas Southern.
Really? Why is that?
To me, it was better all around. Like compared to parts and pieces of other bands. I'm saying like if I'm looking at the whole thing, to me, I'm going Texas Southern. Now I have some stuff to say, but yeah, Texas. If I'm going all around field show, Texas Southern.
Yeah, we only talking about field shows. We ain't talking about nothing else. All right. You sure that's all you got to say? You good?
No, I got some more to say, but I'm gonna let everybody else go what they think about these favorite bands because I got some stuff to say about these auxiliaries.
Oh, okay. Got you. All right. Maya, who was your favorite band and why?
Okay. So, okay. I'm trying. Woo, help me, Lord. Well, okay. Texas Southern is what I'm gonna have to go with now. All right, I did see more stand footage based off of my assignment. Okay, and this is also a little bit more auxiliary facing, as opposed to band facing, just because that's more my wheelhouse. However, overall, oh Lord, I still say Texas Southern in terms of a unit in and of itself. That's my vote.
Now I'm gonna make this caveat. I didn't say that it was great or amazing or something to write home about, but out of the group, they were out of the performances that took place, I'm gonna put them at my top for the week, for that day.
Agreed. If I have to pick,
if I gotta,
on which chicken was being choked the least? No.
Now we're talking about choking chickens, Lord Jesus.
Wait, what's wrong with choking the chicken? Is that a sexual reference?
Yes.
No, it's not. No, okay, so pause. Okay, oh God, no. So I meant like, okay, so the way I grew up, choking a chicken was like if a chicken was gonna scream or like, like. But in a sense, not in a sexual manner, though. But just like it sounds horrible.
You're not making it better right now. Now you're talking about screaming and choking. Oh my gosh!
Just not like in a sex. Oh, I'm
embarrassed. It's okay. Some people like to be choked by you.
I didn't put. Okay. To be fair, I did not know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, mama.
Y'all got me crying. Oh my God.
It was purely innocent. Jesus. My heart just a beating. I'm glad I don't got my Apple Watch on. It probably tell me I need to drink some water.
Oh my God.
This is exactly why when I set these daggone shows up, I do not put that it is for kids in the YouTube algorithm. I don't do it.
Woo.
Wow.
It's all my fault right now.
Oh, that's not how I mentored friends and family. Just
Quan, now that you're
I'm gonna call Maya and Cheryl now.
Oh my God.
Okay. Quan, finish choking and then let us know what your favorite band was and why.
Well, I'm not choking my chicken here. First of all, don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Don't you. I choke my chicken in private. Anyway,
oh my God.
Don't leave it.
Huh?
I said, don't leave it dry.
Go ahead. Oh my God. Go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway,
let's move on.
Texas. So if I give Texas Southern my 1, I would say Alabama State was like my 1A. And not because of swag or anything, but they had energy for their drills and whatnot. But Texas Southern honestly had the best field show for me. And stands overall too.
I thought you said you ain't watched the stands.
I saw one video of the stands, bro. One per band. I saw one video per band because you asked.
More assignment than I did. Look at you.
Yeah, I did. I'm overachiever.
Look at you shining.
Hey,
wow,
but
man.
Did you realize they had 3 bands with colors blue and orange?
No, I didn't. Oregon, Langston,
Morgan, and Virginia State. I had the
Savannah State, Morgan State, and what's Langston. Savannah State, Morgan State. Wait, who's 4?
Langston State, Langston, Savannah State, Morgan, and Virginia State. It was 4.
Oh, you're right.
Because I had to. I watched
I have to go back and look at
videos, and I was like, wait, who did I just watch? Hold up. I gotta start.
That's very rare because you don't. That's a super rare breed. All right. I'm gonna be honest. My band of choice was not Texas Southern.
Who you choose?
Savannah State.
Savannah State. That's what. Yeah, I thought.
I liked Savannah State show. I think that for the size that they were, I thought the sound was presentable. I appreciated what they did as far as their drill. Their drill concept for me was better than most, because for everybody else it was pretty similar. So I really gave it to Savannah State. I thought they did a great job. Shout out to Dr. Gabriel Arnold. I can never put his two names together. Gabriel Arnold. I think he's doing some great things with that program. Now that's not to say that I thought that Texas Southern was bad, but I do. For me, it was Savannah State. And I mean, honestly, I was surprised at Virginia State. And I haven't seen Virginia State in years, so Portia probably like, yeah, well, but for me, I was surprised at Virginia State.
Surprised at what?
The way Portia started chewing that gum means something.
I mean,
I just want to know what it means.
The size of they been doing this season.
Well, I wasn't talking about the size, because when I saw them, I saw that something looked a little different than what I had seen previously.
Now they did sound better than the
right.
video I had heard earlier this season. So kudos to them.
Yeah.
So what? They were smaller or something like that before?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes. Yeah, they had ringers in there. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, they did. But like I said, I was just surprised, for their performance, because I expected something a little different. Morgan was okay. Morgan was good. I'm trying to remember everybody. I thought Langston was pretty good.
Langston was pretty good.
How you gain weight since the season? How that work?
What?
He said, I see VSU all the time since I live in Richmond. They gained a bit of weight since the season. How that work?
Oh, I thought you were talking about me. I was like, I mean, I ate when I was,
I was about to say, huh?
I had a couple of trips to the calf. It was pretty basically free. I can go back as much as I want.
What's hate? Who hating? On who? Who we hating on, Amos? Who we hating on?
I don't know.
Hey, but side note, like, if that's the case, Mississippi Valley did the same thing. I know y'all may haven't had a chance to look at some of the Mardi Gras.
They bigger.
Hell yeah.
Because you mean to tell me that Bonds came and they blew up like that? Now, I'm going to be honest.
We're saying that.
Oh, we're talking about head count.
Yeah. Well, no, Portia was talking about head count as it relates to head count. So, yeah.
It ain't no few. Ain't no few boys at it.
We don't normally beef up in the spring, so if it's a formula to that.
Ooh, now let's not lie now. Let's not lie, Portia. Now I ain't gonna say that we don't beef up in the spring, but let's be honest. For Honda, we added some pieces.
That first Honda. What I'm saying to you is the people that was in the band. We don't beef up in the spring now.
Well, yeah. You're right. That first Honda, we added some pieces, but then everything after that was regular. You got the regular degular Legion after that.
That regular smegular. Yeah. This the body. So if y'all got is these people in school?
And I can agree with that, Amos. Bonds do be recruiting. I can't hate on this recruiting. I mean, he took Dega to a whole nother level. Even when he was at Dale State. Before he ended up leaving Dale State, he got some numbers over there. So I can't hate on him for that. But so
you recruit marching band people for the spring?
Oh, I don't know what he does or how he does it. But yeah.
Are we allowed to say some other stuff about this battle?
Yeah, I was trying to finish up mine and then I was gonna come back around. But no, I thought Langston did a good job.
I actually liked their show.
It was cool. They were the one with a long dance routine, though.
Yeah.
They need to,
I was like, what is going on, Lord?
I thought Alabama State had a good show. I still feel that way about the honeybees. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I'm gonna continue.
Okay, since we parked on that street, let's go ahead and do this.
Well, I didn't. Well, okay. Well, then, no, we ain't gonna park there. Let me go to Texas Southern, and then I'll come back to Alabama State. I thought I agree with all of you all. When I heard Texas Southern, I was like, well, all right, Texas Southern, I hear y'all. The problem that I had with Texas Southern is when I wasn't watching them, I thought it was Southern. That was the only thing. I was like, when I turned, because when I was watching them, I was as I was going to pick up my kids, and they sounded directly like Southern to me. And so it wasn't, so I'm not talking about field show presentation specifically. I'm just talking about pure sound. They sounded just like Southern to me. But
but Julie, they brought back that lean back thing.
You talking about coming out of the hole?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They had done that before though.
Oh, I didn't see it.
If I'm not mistaken, I think they had done that before. So yeah. Okay, let's go back to Alabama State. Let's get back on that. So let me say what I was gonna say about them there honeybees, and then Portia, you can go ahead and unload. Pause. Let me say that a different way because the way we've been going on this. Portia. There's no other way I can say it because I was about to say release, but that doesn't work either. Portia, you just say what you got to say. So let me finish what I got. Let me say what I need to say, and then Portia, you can say what you need to say. But what I will say is, for me, while I think that they're doing a good job dancing, I don't think that they're doing a bad job dancing or anything like that. For me, it's still a bit of exploitation because you bring them out. You know the crowd is going to get excited because for some reason they think big people can't do stuff. I don't know why, people think that human beings can't do other things that human beings do. But regardless of the fact, you bring them out. And then you had the little babies out there, and I didn't really kind of understand that. I didn't really understand why didn't you just have the regular honeybees out there? But my argument will always be that if they're good enough to be in the show like that, then just make them part of the what are they called? The dancers? I can't think right now.
Stingettes.
Just make them a part of the Stingettes and be done with it. If it's not for exploitation, then just put them in the Stingettes. So that's just my thoughts. But I think they did a good job. I will continuously say that. I think they did a really good job. All right, Portia, the floor is yours. I am turning my mic off.
Maya, we normally on the same page, so here we go. Okay, sis, here we go. You got a new outfit. You got to practice in it at least once. While you dancing, you pulling that thing up, it's whole bras and boobs out. You should have known that in advance. That's a problem. That was a problem for me. That wasn't an outfit choice for them, or you should have had it modified so that it stayed in place. But it was given, it was new. Y'all pulled it out, and y'all never tested it. That's a problem for me. Second of all, check-offs. I don't care if it's August, September, October, November. I don't care if you got 50 girls on the squad or 5 check-offs, because it was stuff happening out there that just should not have been happening in these field shows. It was one girl that for half the salt routine, she was just lost. I was like, that's the one. I didn't get to see no stands because I watched that feature 5 times to figure out what was happening with that baby in that flagpole. It was kicking her. She shouldn't have been out there. And I don't know if it's because a lot of these bands put the flags in the back. It be a hot charbroiled, steam fried mess back there. Like, y'all ain't practiced together, ain't no counting going on. I don't know what's happening. I'm very excited to see more bands with color guard. Don't get me wrong. But where's the standard? what is happening? Is anybody critiquing this stuff? Is anybody giving feedback? Like, what is happening? Because ultimately, somebody watched them look like this in practice and sent them out there. It's not just flags I'm talking about, though. Some of these dance squads, I was like, one squad, it looked like every dance they could think of, they just threw it in a routine. It was so much going on. I just was like, sensory overload.
It was them orange ones.
Baby, I said, what the heck? What? Whoo, they couldn't have thrown nothing else in there. The kitchen sink, the garage door opener, the car, everything was in that dance. I was like, oh.
They made an 8 count in the 16, whatever had. It was on the up and the down beat. I said, damn.
Y'all, I know we tired. I know we tired, but come on, y'all. I was very, very disappointed in the auxiliary. Now, I will say, to me, the best dance line that was there was Motion. Other than that, it was some stuff going on that concerned me. So I'm going to just chalk it up to, it was the end of the season. Y'all was tired. It was some moments that I had to pause my TV and rewind it back and go look at it again. I can't speak for nobody, but I was very disappointed with some of the stuff that I saw from auxiliaries at this event. And I mean, not that the bands had glowing reviews, but I saw some stuff that I was just like, we got to do better than this. Tied and all, beat down and all, the best foot should be put forward at all times. That's all I got, Maya. I don't know if you have anything to add, but.
No, I'm with you when you're right now. So, I just don't even know where to start, right? Just because it's there, we don't have to utilize it, right? So, had I not known that this was we had already had a previous season.
It looked like the beginning of the year, didn't it? Oh, we didn't turn this into the feature.
Right, it's literally. I know that's right.
Go ahead. But, go ahead and fill in the show that y'all missed this week. Go ahead, y'all got it.
It's literally that. Like, had I not known that this was the end of the season, baby, I would have thought that this was National Battle of the Bands. Because I have a strong feeling. Maybe that's why I'm not associated with any bands as of right now. Because if my name is put on, near, across the board, in front of, behind, surrounded by anything, I want it to be to the best of its ability. I'm not just about to send no folks out there doing this, that, wahala, dollar, bottle. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not doing that. And why is it that we've lost? Is it a loss of pride? Or because even in my longest seasons, if I knew it was time to put on, if we knew it was time to put on, if there was a performance that had to be had, the performance was going to be had. And it was going to be done in a manner in which we could be proud of. Whether we messed up or not, we could be proud of it. So I just don't understand how it is that, you know, oh, okay, well, this, we know it's half-assed. Let's just put it out there. No, I'm sorry, I can't do that. There have been times when we've changed things the day of because something was lacking or something didn't fit right or somebody had to be thrown out because on the day of they decided to start messing up and doing God knows what. Okay, well, I'm going to replace you because you're not going out here looking like that. And for this to be a collegiate level type of thing, where was the collegiate skills? Where was, from the timing issues to the spacing issues to the, that's why I said old girl was baby on the up and the down beat and every beat in between. And I'm just like, how did we get here? And that's not okay.
It was one young lady that dropped her flagpole 4 times. I counted, and I was just like,
And I mean, now, okay, we're not, you get the jitters or whatever, fine. But that muscle memory, something ain't, one of these things ain't like the other. Okay. Either she been doing that, or it was like, oh girl, come on, I need you to come do this real quick, or what have you. I just
expect more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And for it to be a prime stage,
at the end of a season,
you've had a whole successful season. How did we go from 100 to 0, -50?
I don't know, because I know the conversation I had with the Silks when we came back. I know you tired, I'm tired, but we just left California, and the only way we can go is up.
It ain't no more going down. Like,
for Atlanta, these are my expectations.
And don't play with it. If we gonna do it, then let's do it. Don't go out there and don't play with it.
So I don't know how people felt about the bands, but I just
blasphemy.
There was more to be desired for me.
It was criminal what they was doing out there. That's why I said somebody should have called the police. It was criminal.
Yeah. So,
but that motion was a unit, though. I cannot lie.
They had showed up.
Okay? Yeah, they that was
the shining beacon of hope. Okay, yeah. That was it. Period.
Yeah. They doing some things down the street there.
Mm-hmm. I liked it. I said, "Ooh, that's thank you, appreciate you." Mm-hmm. Shout out to them.
Mm-hmm. Even the home team scared me. That scared me. I don't know how you let people now.
Baby, how you let somebody come in there and do
come in your house and whip you up and down like that?
Because that I don't know if the song was too slow or what, but the math won't math and it won't right. It won't.
No.
And I normally like them. I didn't
love them. We done ranted and raved about it on both shows for 2 seasons.
Is somebody gonna keep it real with Portia and tell her that flags are the last list to get filled in most bands, and most of these girls are inexperienced? At the end of the season,
the right person.
At the end of the season, they inexperienced. Then we're doing them a disservice. It doesn't matter how they got to you. Your job is to educate them, is to grow them, or don't have them. So that's BS, and it's an excuse. If these programs are gonna have them, they need to. I'm done. Go ahead with the show.
Okay. So thank y'all for joining the feature. But I mean, hey, I might as well just go ahead and let y'all just go ahead and have it. I mean, it only felt right. So as a director, unfortunately, that's somewhat true. There isn't a lot of detail put into the auxiliary unit as it pertains to the flag corps. Some will, some won't.
But my thing is, don't have them.
No, I agree. If you're going to have something there, then you need to make sure that you invest in them and you put your best foot forward. No, I agree with that.
On a college level, this is not high school. If you're going to invest time and energy into having people show up every day, then it's a disservice to them to then not give them the tools and the resources to be successful. We talking about being for the culture, we ain't for our own people if we're allowing mess like that to happen.
Right. And we wonder why we can't continue to grow this thing and make it bigger and greater than what it is and what it should be.
And the fact that the response is somebody tell me instead of trying to help advocate and change the narrative is weird to me in itself.
Well, I mean, and this has been on my mind, I think, since yesterday. I think one of the issues that we do have, and I know we've mentioned it a lot, is the fact that we don't like to be told our stuff don't stink, right? Which within itself, I have a problem with, because one of the most major channels in the world, one of the biggest faces on that channel has an opinion about everything but never participated in the sport? Stephen A. Smith. Think about it. But everybody tunes in to First Take. You gonna watch that First Take. Oh yeah, shout out to our new subscriber, Big Tub. Appreciate you, brother. But yeah, people gonna tune in to that First Take, and Stephen A. Smith, where's his league credentials? But Portia, the moment that you or I or Quan or Maya or Rick says something that doesn't align with the group think, then it's an issue.
Yeah. I'm the problem. My perspective of wanting color guard on a collegiate level to look like college level bandsmen, athletes, whatever you want to categorize them as, I'm the problem.
So, all right. Oh shoot, I was about to get out, but then I see Justin in here. Wait, let me see. Does he still have his name as Simon? Ah, man, there you go. Yeah, we got Simon in here. All right, we got to make sure we got it right. We ain't seen this dude in like a month of Sundays. He been out there hitting that daggone street. That boy been going upload crazy, man. Every time I turn it on, we got a new video posted up. So let's go ahead and bring him in, man. What's going on, brother? What up?
I'll tell you how much it took to 4 million steps. So they had me an Apple Watch. But anyway, great season. I think this is probably one of the best Mardi Gras seasons ever. Simply because if y'all get a chance, you go watch those videos. Portia, I think you gonna appreciate a lot of the color guards and like the flags. They're going crazy. What I'm talking about, like going crazy is like all-time high. And like I highlighted a lot of that this season versus the band. So go check it out when you get at that time. I wrote down some notes about stuff. So I heard some
before you get started, I do have a question, and because when I was watching your videos, I wanted to ask this question to either you or Quan or somebody who can answer this really quick. Those young ladies who, and as a matter of fact, I think you recorded a band that had a guy in it, doing the baton twirling. But where do those girls go after that? Like, do they just stop twirling baton? Because there are not universities, specifically HBCUs, that use batons. I know Jackson used to, and I know TSU does still, but even TSU usually has like 1 or 2 girls, but you got all these schools with baton twirlers. So where do those girls go? I was just curious.
As of now, you don't go nowhere. I remember one year, the girl who was captain when I was in school, she went to Alcorn and she started the 2 baton thing now for like a year, 2 years. But they're going somewhere next year though. I can guarantee you that, and it's gonna be crazy when they do. Like I ain't saying other schools. To twirl 2 batons like that is a different art. I just seen one. I just seen it on all different levels. PWI, they throw it up, light it on fire. I can show you girls who they light them on fire and twirl both of them and don't drop them. You know what I'm saying? So it's about to be a whole new way of a thing and a culture that I'm definitely about to like seriously highlight. Like I should have been doing, but yeah. But as of now, it's like our color guards. I tell you all the time. Like I think if y'all came down and recruited some of our color guards, like what they offer can add a different. Not saying Norfolk needed that different, but they got some moves. They got some stuff like they do. It just next level. Even with the banner, you know what I'm saying? Like, who would have ever thought about making something fire out of the band instead of just holding and walking down the street? You know what I'm saying? It get crazy. So that's a culture in itself, Luke.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate it. All right, go ahead, man.
I heard a lot of mixed reviews about Honda. I'm gonna start with the bad first. I heard the people that was there was a bunch of high school kids that get free tickets. Yeah, that's the first thing I heard. I heard from multiple people too. I heard from people who was there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was like, so I was like, they didn't do the numbers they're supposed to. So y'all said good turnout. All I'm hearing is, that's what I heard from people that was there. But for I heard that it was a better show than normal Hondas. Like, wanting that the band's crank. Y'all listening to the people. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say it, but we want to hit you got all these big bands in the house, all these big dogs. We want to hit some stand songs too as well. You know what I'm saying? I get it. It's a show, but I heard the production of the show and everything was good. It was actually a good show, even though, some people complaining about the bands was there, who was, whatever. But I heard it was a good show from Langston band members and TSU band members who was actually there and they came to New Orleans the next day. What I was saying, your question on dance routines. I personally think we can keep them. Just make sure they're nice. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with them. It's just when they boring and lackadaisical. I get what y'all saying, organizing TikTok dance, I guess. Nothing wrong with throwing a little TikTok dance up in there, but don't let the whole thing be a whole TikTok routine. You know what I'm saying? Also, I think we should go back to incorporating this thinking like on Drumline, Petey Pablo came out. You know what I'm saying? That was fire. You know what I'm saying? Like adding a effect to it that's gonna make people like get up out of their seat instead of the typical. So I get you on that. Nothing wrong with them. My thing is just add an element to the show that's gangster. I know one of my dreams was always to perform with a kind of band like Petey Pablo did on Drumline, because that's the most fire thing ever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's literally what I was saying. I'm not. If you're gonna keep a dance routine, just do something different. That's all I'm saying. Just add something to it to hype it up. That's literally what I'm saying. Be innovative. Do something new. That's all I'm saying.
That'd be fine.
You say what? I ain't hear you.
Jump out of helicopter.
Let's do it. Parents in. I mean, do whatever you got to do, man. Just something different. That's all I'm for.
The stand has a stance taking over. That ain't even a question. Yes, it's like I ain't saying Phil Show's dying. I don't want you to want to say that, but I'm gonna say you type your favorite band in on YouTube or any Vimo, and you tell me what the first thing pop up. But I bet it's your band to stand playing a song, and I bet it ain't no concert band or something like that. It's gonna be a marching band playing a song in the stand. So yes, stance is taking over. I just think that we need to embrace it as well as still catering to the field. You know what I'm saying? As much as I'm a Stan fan, I do appreciate a good field show. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like nothing's wrong with stands taking over, but the same amount of energy you put in them damn stands, you need to put the same, probably more energy into the field show. It's a marching band, not a stand band, you know what I'm saying? And that's coming from a nigga. I'm a stand crazy. I could not have a field show, but I do appreciate the art of a nice field show executed. I'm talking leave it on fire. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know which I think is a bad thing, stands taking over or what.
I mean, my personal opinion, and you know, Portia and Quan and Maya may feel different, or they may feel the same. I think for me, I think we pay too much attention to it and not enough attention to the field. If we can give the same energy for the stands that we give to the field, then I think that would kind of cancel each other out. But I think the problem is just the fact that we don't do that. The problem is that we focus on getting them stands right, but then we don't put that same energy and innovation and thought process into the field. We recycle the same field shows. You know, girls stands routines be better than they field routines. I mean, it's hell. You have, you know, flag squads throwing 8 counts, but can't, you know, do a field feature. You know, I think that's, to me, that's an issue.
I don't know who that is. I also think it's just a matter of like when you determine who won the battle, you're not saying they had a better field show. Now you're trying to figure out who won that 0 and won that field. You know what I'm saying? So that's the new way of a thing. It's just it ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see a field show get as popular, but I never seen it happen before. It's some bands, you even look at them and be like, oh, I can't wait to see their field show. You know what I'm saying? Or like you just know these stand presentation gonna be fire. Like a game like Boombox, you know both should be lit. This is these for era band. Don't blame it on my friend. And the last thing, the best band at the Honda. I'm gonna go with a TSU. I like a little bit from everybody. I didn't go. This is Mardi Gras. I wish I would, but I would tell you the best overall package. Though I did like Savannah State Show. I liked it a lot, and I feel like they was the band that came there and said we got a point to prove. You know what I'm saying? Langston Show. I like it. I didn't even realize there was a lot of dancing until y'all said that. Like, wait, it was pretty much a lot of dancing. But at the same time, I don't know. Like, you know, is it still cold over there in Langston? I know I heard it be freezing over there. So I don't know what time.
Don't ask me. I ain't going to Oklahoma. You know, I ain't even been to Stillwater yet, so I ain't going to Langston. So hey, I don't know. Me.
I heard it be freezing around this time over there in Oklahoma. Very, very windy. So I can believe that. If so, they might have ended up time to practice. Or who wants to practice in the cold? Like, I don't know. But I agree with you, Portia. I hate the cold. You know, I was surprised. I was mad in damn Cali. The fucking cold falls and stuff like that. You muted. You muted.
We missed that whole thing that you said. Dang. She said all cuss words.
I said disrespectful, rainy and cold every freaking day. Disrespectful.
Yeah, so I just hope they get it back at least in January, and I like the indoor facility better. So yeah, it was something I wanted to bring to y'all.
Justin, did you see them comments about our show in Atlanta?
Oh, that's what I want to say. Who had something to say about the damn show?
It was a lot of people.
That show was living like that. As we say in the new age, that show is fire. And then whoever said it could go back to Earth, Wind, and Fire, and we don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? That show was hot. So yeah. And my thing about it was so ironic that the Beyonce thing, y'all had it on point with and y'all didn't even plan for Beyonce to fucking drop her tour dates. That show is fire, man. That's fire. A couple of them needs to be stand songs too in fall.
I mean, you know, in normal Legion fashion, I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't end up being in there somewhere.
We don't do that no more, Julian.
I just don't know that band no more. That band's a different band.
I don't know that band no more. Y'all play Tennessee State on their homecoming. You know how lit that gang gonna be?
Yeah, we'll see.
I gotta find a way to get there. I've been wanting to see that match for years.
We will see. Y'all better pray to the band gods.
You gonna talk to somebody and do something. Shake the camera.
Pray to the band gods. That's all I can say.
Man, y'all gotta get that game portion. It's not even that. Y'all gotta go to that game. That's the game that needs to be. Hey, I know.
For band people, that's the game. But for them, they don't care if they ain't chunking that money like that. So, you know, we'll see. You know, it'll be dope. But I do have a question. I meant to ask this question earlier. And since everybody's here, I can quickly ask this question. Should we stop doing these goddamn concerts as these Battle of the Bands?
Concerts?
Yes. Wasn't who was there? Who was it?
2 Chainz.
Yeah, 2 Chainz.
He was at the Honda.
Yeah. And I think, and if you think about old Honda, I think Usher was Usher there one year.
Last year, I think 19, the one before COVID.
20. Ludacris was there one year.
It was Tank the last time.
Yeah, like I'm sorry.
Petey Pablo was at the Big Southern Classic. What's the difference?
Petey Pablo was performing with the band for like 3 seconds.
It's a gimmick. Exactly. You proved my point. It's the gimmick.
No. That's not the same. They stopped the battle to have the concert.
Wow.
Like, what do we need the concert for? Cut the concert. We didn't come
because your people don't like to come out otherwise. So it's a gimmick to get people in the seat.
No band heads going to see,
exactly.
But the non-band heads might. They trying to get some more money from the potential non-band heads. Oh, if we get 2 Chainz in here, that's gonna bring out the other folks.
Okay, but you can say that. But is 2 Chainz still relevant?
Yeah, I mean, at a band event, I don't know. I
don't listen to that.
That ain't my wheelhouse.
I do fuck with 2 Chainz.
No, I didn't say that. I said, is he still relevant? Like that's like who was it? God darn it. They just did a concert and they put him on the end of the concert and people was walking out on him. What's his name? God dang it. Oh, I can't think of his name right now. Give it to me. Somebody. Rick Ross. Rick Ross.
He was walking out on Rick?
There was a concert that he was doing. They put him at the end of the concert and people was walking out while he was doing the concert and it didn't happen.
Rick.
All I'm saying is I don't know if 2 Chainz is there. Why didn't they get one of these young little two
They
butt?
can't afford the young whippersnappers.
Well, then, hey, leave him out. Leave him out. All I'm saying is, to me, that reminds me of back in the day when I used to go to the club and then they stopped the club to have some little random dude coming in to do a concert. Like, I don't want to see that. I was trying to get on these cheeks and you stopping this cheek movage right now. Because now everybody and all the hood dudes is in front. Like, yeah, like nobody cares, dog. People want to see the band. Stop the concerts. If they want to do a concert, they just hire a dude for after the Honda Battle of the Bands after party concert or something. Why put him in the middle of the daggone band of the band performance?
Hold on. I think the concert. I just feel like the people who book these shows be out of touch with everything. Like, I don't care what you're talking about. Like, the fact that the Honda Battle of the Bands is the same weekend as Mardi Gras, you don't have nobody on that organization that has any bands in. Like, and even this past Mardi Gras, they had so many colleges. I feel like Mardi Gras. I don't. I'm gonna say. I feel like Mardi Gras is a new thing that college bands should do. If you don't do it this year, you should do it at least once every other year. I know it's an expensive trip to take, but all of these kids. I'm talking about you had kids from damn fucking not North Dakota. You had kids from everywhere in the South, Florida. Florida bought a high school that looked exactly like FAMU. You'd have thought it was FAMU, had a uniform. So I don't know. Just to have that battle bands that weekend to make real band heads pick. And then you had bands that I don't want to say not as popular, but y'all get it. Y'all had the bands that a lot of people was telling and criticizing. You know, that was just a bad date to do that battle of the band. This is my personal opinion on it. But the show is better than I thought it was going to be. It was actually a good ass show, and the fact that the band members that participated had a good time shows me that Honda ain't losing his mojo. They actually listened just the wrong date, and I'm not going outside to no college battle of the band. But the point of being inside is to be nice and warm and fly. You got my hat blowing across the damn stadium. No, that's not gonna happen.
No, I somewhat agree. I'm sorry. And maybe this is just me. I'm not I think because it's Mardi Gras, I agree that everybody should go at least like once. But I don't think that every college band should be like a reoccurring thing. I kind of, and this is just my personal opinion, because I was watching some of your clips today. It just kind of hit me when I was watching it. Mardi Gras is a real cultural thing as it relates to New Orleans. So when I'm watching it and I'm watching bands that are not part of specifically that element, it's kind of like it's weird to watch because I don't think that they fully embrace and understand it, right? So like watching Valley and Dega go at it is not necessarily like a odd thing to watch, because you know that there are people on both sides of that band who are from that culture. But and I'm just gonna throw it out here, and I don't necessarily think that'll ever happen. But if the Legion goes back to Mardi Gras and does one of the bigger parades, and let's say Tennessee State, it'll be weird. It's just like I'm not saying it'll be bad. I'm just saying it'll be weird because, like when the Legion went the first time, they went, and I don't even think they did we did the bigger parade. We did one of the smaller parades, and they did it, and they went on and got out of there. But being in the main element parade, like the big daddies, I don't know. That's just me. I just think it's a really big cultural thing as it pertains to New Orleans. Like, I think it's dope when I watch bands from that area participate in Mardi Gras.
I'm gonna say this. I listen for Steve. I was quick to hop on the answer, but I feel where you're going. I'm gonna say I disagree a tad bit because one, you got Central and Wilberforce down here. I ain't saying the culture, but come on, Central, you know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't know, you know what I'm saying? But they actually battling, and they coming down here, came out last year, they are getting the culture, and that's experience for them kids too. I can tell you now, I know 2 parade captains and one of a new crew that sent the email already to y'all to get y'all down here for next year. Yes, I know that they want to see Norfolk down here. I probably wouldn't say that, but I don't care. But I would love to see Norfolk as well. And I think because you say at last the one of them shows I said Norfolk admit to a lot of kids down here. I think kids down here need to see Norfolk more often. You know what I'm saying? To understand like there's other bands we haven't. If you look at some of these bands, I posted a clip of a band called Bonnable. Matter of fact, did he go up there? A kid asked me about Norfolk because he liked the way y'all trumpets go up. He liked the upright trumpets. And he's a beast on trumpet. You know what I'm saying? So I think that if y'all came down here and like just showcase y'all work and got in them streets and played against somebody, and y'all definitely handle somebody else. Simply off cleanliness. Like simply off of that. And I'm telling you, them kids will experience something that they ain't never experienced, and our kids will be like, damn, that's at Norfolk. Like, you know, who are they? The discipline alone too. That's another thing. A lot of our band directors, boy, that came out bad. But a lot of our band directors definitely would appreciate y'all band coming to show their band students what they be talking about and reiterate. You see this band? I'm telling you, it'd be good for the city to come on both parts.
But I'm not saying that they should never go. I'm just saying it for me, in my personal opinion, it just shouldn't be a reoccurring thing. So like we went in 2002.
It's time to come back.
Yeah, like now would be a good time for the Legion to come back. But them going like every year, like you said, Central and Wilberforce were there. That's cool. I mean, they really could have battled at home. They didn't really have to come to New Orleans to do that. But you know what I'm saying? But you know, for them to go, I think it was a cool thing. I just don't think it needs to be a reoccurring thing.
Right now, I'm gonna say no. I'm telling you. But I mean, I guess if you take the element of California out of this thing, and we ain't really had no break during Christmas, I guess I would be all right. But I'm telling you right now, I can't. This season took me out. Okay, took me out. I'm tired. Okay, I'm tired. It might be different next year because in 2 weeks, 2. Okay, 1, 2. School is over forever. Okay, so I might be in a different mindset, but don't you be speaking about no gigs for next year because I'm telling you right now, I ain't ready.
I want them to come in. Anything I could do to push these parade captains with all that damn money to send it to y'all to get y'all down here. Guess what? I'm saying I want. Because one asked me like, "What band you want to see?" I reached out to Norfolk. I said, "Who you reached out?" I said, "Who you reached out to?" He said, "Mr. Badid." I said, "Oh, don't worry about it. You reached out to the right person." I said, "All right, you sent the email." Yes, I can tell you, it's a new crew that started next year, and they won't get them down here for a whole week. So yeah, simply off them upright trumpets is a thing. I'm telling you, yeah. I'll probably get him to come on the call one day and ask him why he's so interested in Norfolk. But yeah,
Portia, if Norfolk go, I'm going. Like I'm traveling.
You gotta come.
No, listen, no real talk. If Norfolk goes, I'm going, and I'm traveling with Norfolk. The reason why is I didn't go in 02.
You need a redo.
I need
not a plus one. I get that man his super suit. I know that's right.
I need it. I didn't go in 02. I need to be able to go and have my experience. I wouldn't even. Only person that would be going that was in the band with me during that time would be Seafram. So I could go and be like, Seafram, this is what I missed, man. He was like, man, Julie, this is what you missed, man. I was like, all right, cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But
I think a lot of y'all alumni show out for that.
Oh no, all of our alumni will go anywhere if we go in and do anything major. That's
we could go to the moon.
Right. That's a given.
They coming.
So, but
I agree with Simon.
Come on.
What are you agreeing with? Because he said a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay. So like the fact that it could be an ongoing thing, right? So I understand burnout. I understand the fact that it's at not the greatest time in the year, right after a whole season. But if we so let's go back to like, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 shows ago, I don't know how many, when it was like, well, why doesn't Southern ever have, why we feel like Southern don't have to recruit? Because they always around, they stay in Louisiana, like that's all those kids know. So they're naturally going to gravitate towards that. But if they're introduced to something different, introduced to something that maybe they possibly don't have the resources for, don't have the bandwidth to be able to kind of reach out to, they're seeing something, right? Just like Luke, you grew up in Texas. You went all the way to Norfolk. there was something about that drew you to that. So maybe it could be the same with the kids in Louisiana or people being in that surrounding area that can get experience or be exposed to something a little bit different. And maybe that'll be a reason why, or something that's been missing for maybe it's recruitment tactics or what have you, or just exposure in a different conference. Like, oh, look, most Louisiana people stay in the SWAC. Maybe this can get them in the MEAC or SEAC, DAC, and whoever's at, fine, no problem. But I see exactly what she's saying. But that's why I say, like, I know, I understand the pros and cons. But in terms of a recruitment aspect and really kind of changing things up, when we say, like, oh, has the culture basically gone away, or how do we change that? Maybe it's by getting some different people in those environments that they're not used to. Maybe they bringing some fresh ideas or something that's going to help push the note wherever it is that they go. So, yeah.
But you're literally saying the same exact thing I said. I said they should. I said that I'm not saying they should never go.
But you saying like now it's time. It's time for y'all to go back. Like, I'm thinking about generations, right? So if you don't go for 4 or 5 years, that generation of kids already came and went.
That's why it's time for Norfolk to go back. You said the same.
But it's been 15,000 years. You know what I'm saying? Like do you a good 2, maybe lay off 1. Do a good 1, come back for 2. Lay off 1, come back for 3. Like make a little.
If I've been in the band, I should have went 2 years. If I've been in the band, if I'm a freshman in the band, I should go back my senior year, something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I do feel it.
Yeah, that's ultimately what I'm saying. Every 5 or 6 years or so, maybe 7, I would say go back, but I wouldn't say be a constant, reoccurrence year after year. Yeah, that's literally what I was saying.
You know how you had that long spell when you came down here for Essence, how you went live when you see the kids out there playing on like on Bourbon Street and stuff like that. I think y'all kids seeing our middle school kids go crazy like on the instrument, how we say we born with a horn in our hand. You'll be surprised the effect that I have on some college kids that ain't never seen that before. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that I get what you're saying in that area, but they need to come experience it. Some colleges making it an area thing. Now, it's really becoming the new why you not at Mardi Gras deal. Like next year, well, I can tell you, they moved this. It's gonna be Super Bowl down here the same weekend as Mardi Gras next year, but they moved this to 2024. You know what I'm saying? So I think that'd be fine if y'all come there too. Same as weekend at Super Bowl, that'd be fine.
You see, he trying to get you down here, Portia. He trying to do it. He trying to slide it in there. Oh, pause. He's trying to coerce. Yeah. Sorry. This whole day has been pretty bad. All right, man. I have gotten the call that it is time for me to get ready to shut this thing down. We have been going for 2 hours and 13 minutes, Lord. So Brother Simon, it is always a pleasure, man. You already know how it is. It's over now, right? All parade stuff is over.
Yes, I will put a CIAA weekend this weekend, but I said fuck that.
Yeah, you need to go ahead and kind of relax, bro, because you've been on a mission. But as always, we appreciate you. You already know your family here, brother, and we'll catch you next time. All right. All right, bro. Man, it is time to get on out of here. Maya's in there cooking chicken. Quan is at the crib. He probably in the bed right now. He'd probably say, "Hey, I ain't cutting this camera back on. You ain't gonna see my undies." So let's get ready to get out of here, man. This has been super great, super dope. So let's do it how we always do it. Let's start with Maya so she can go ahead and take another bite of food. Maya, any final thoughts, anything you got for the culture?
I ain't gonna lie. You caught me. I was all show chopping it down, Lord. I was I had to give me a couple bites. I'm sorry. But no, happy to be here. Happy to be back. It was a good conversation. And remember to put that battle for the bands, put that on the shirt, okay? Please, we need that. Battle for the bands.
Wait, Quan been talking this whole time?
Apparently so, but no, we cannot hear you whatsoever. He probably been going in too.
He said a whole mouthful of stuff, and we ain't heard not one bit of it.
Tough.
Oh
I'm
man.
like, why y'all not responding to me?
I guess his final thought was, don't forget to wave it and pat it. That's what he said. And then that's when Maya got the little jolt again. She hit that one of them.
Auntie was on to something.
What?
I said Auntie was on to something. That's creative. Put that on a shirt. That's cool. We want to give people their flowers. All right. I'm giving Auntie her flowers.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, Portia, any final thoughts? Anything you got for the culture?
My final thoughts are anything you do, the goal should be to do it well, no matter when or what time, who's gonna be there, where you are in the season, tired or not, put your best foot forward. And if the mindset of people is that color guard is irrelevant, that's a problem. And so I challenge all of us to do better, think better, and try to push for a different culture as it comes to that, because that really rubbed me the wrong way.
And so it was really bad. Like I have I really sympathize with what you just said, but it was really bad because I put this thing up right when you said rubbed you the wrong way. So right when I put it up, and then I looked at that, and then you said rubbed. I'm sorry, it all didn't blend well together. But you're absolutely right on everything that you said. I completely 100% agree. If you're gonna put them babies out there, don't disregard them, and that's just 100%. That you have to show compassion. You got to show energy and love for every student that you put out there. You know, and that's just the name of the game. If you're not gonna get nobody out there to work with them, then you get your butt out there and work with them. And if you ain't gonna do that, then don't bring them in. I had to learn that the hard way. So I stand with you on what you said. As for me, man, this episode has been crazy. Yeah, it's been a lot of random stuff said in here, but I will definitely say that I am always excited to have the whole crew back. So Maya, you know, I'm glad you're back. You know, all the stuff that I told you off air, so we ain't gotta talk about that. But no, man, you guys, thank you guys for hanging around for us for 2 hours and 34 minutes. If you listen to this on playback, you can surely click that like button as you come in or as you're watching. You can also click the like button on the way out. Also remember to subscribe to the network. We just got someone new to subscribe, which means we got 5 more people before we hit that 500 mark. So y'all go ahead and hit that subscribe button, man. This episode has been super dope. Also, please remember this, man. Just remember the fact that marching band is over. It's over. So enjoy your time. Get to your concert band, your wind ensemble, sit down, get some extra tutelage. And for the love of God, HBCUs, black high schools, start a jazz band program. And if you already got one, build upon it. That's our music. If we're not going to embrace wind ensemble and concert band, at least embrace our music. All right. I ain't got nothing else, man. Once again, this has been great. We will see you guys on next Whizzle.